Welcome to your Daily 5 for Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. I recently did something that, when I did it the last time, paid off very well, and I was hoping it would again. I bought blindly a box set of films from Vinegar Syndrome, this time the Iron Angels collection, Iron Angels 1, 2, and 3. And I bought them really based off the trailer for the first film, because apparently this is a not very well-known director, or not as well-known as she should be, female action director named Teresa Wu. And the premise seemed interesting. Like I said, the trailer for the first film was really, really good. And the reviews generally seemed to be positive. So I thought, okay, this is a Hong Kong... a lot of people describe it as a babes with bullets type of thing. And it is that, but it's really an interesting fusion. What the basic premise is the Iron Angels. It is also titled just Angels or Angel, I've seen. So continuing the trend of names, multiple names for films that are not American. Although, like I said, that happens the other way too. So it's not like that's a unique thing. But in any event, it is centered around a group, a basically Mission Impossible style Ethan Hunt type group known as the Angels, or the Iron Angels, depending on what subtitles and what movie you're watching. And they are brought together to combat a global threat, whatever that may be. Now, I've only watched the first film. There are 3. I'm going to watch all 3. But I really had a great time with this first movie because it does something that I'm not sure any other film of its type that I've seen has done as well as it does. And it fuses 2 things. On the one hand, you have the Cynthia Rothrock style martial art, hand-to-hand combat fighting. And on the other, you have a more traditionally kind of straightforward action film, lots of gunfights, explosions, car stunts, that type of thing, where, a John Wick style movie. And it really blends the 2 together in a very effective way. Again, I don't know that I've seen a movie that quite does this as well as this one does. I mean, yes, I'm sure some modern films probably do, but films of this era, of this type, I don't think I've seen one like this, and it was an absolute blast beginning to end. It had a wonderful main villain, this sadistic woman who is basically taking over the opium trade from all the old boys that used to run the opium network and has her own plans to kind of expand and get past it. There's the Angels themselves are very diverse in terms of their personalities and styles. They all have different approaches to things. They feel very memorable. The fighting is exceptional. The stunt work is exceptional. There are big, bombastic explosions, lots of gunfights, but also equal amounts of close hand-to-hand combat, reminiscent of my favorite Cynthia Rothrock films. But again, where you also have sequences where, okay, we'll have one scene is set on actual individuals fighting. The next scene will be some kind of big stunt set piece with lots of explosions, gunfires, grenades, that type of thing. And it alternates them very well so that the pacing just keeps going. This movie is very well paced. It has that mixture of kind of the over-the-top, goofy tone that some of these films have, but it keeps it more restrained than usual. This is a relatively straightforward. I mean, it does go over the top. It has overly dramatic moments, but not to the ridiculous degree that does put some people off of films like Yes, Madam, or even Righting Wrongs to some degree. So it is a more restrained movie, and I think that's because the director's true intent is to make more of an action film with some of the trappings of the genre of being a Hong Kong action film, but with more of a focus on, I want to make a straightforward, mostly action film with some interesting characters. And it's very successful. From what I've read, the second movie is supposed to be even better, so I will, of course, review that once I watch it. But even if this was the only one of the box set that was any good, it justifies the purchase of the box set. This movie is a gem, one I've never heard of, the director I'd never heard of. This was a complete unknown to me. And so just like the Apocalypse tetralogy, boy oh boy, did this blind buy really pay off. So if you get a chance, it is hard to find in good quality. You can find junky qualities all over the place. I assume within a few months, it will be on Tubi and everything else. The Vinegar Syndrome stuff does tend to, after the initial sale, it does tend to seep to the free services. So if you can see a good version of this movie, absolutely seek it out because it is that good. So again, it's 1987. It's the first film either called Angel or Iron Angels. You'll find if you do Iron Angels 1987, you'll find the movie I'm talking about. And of course, I'll link to it. If you can get a chance to see it, you absolutely should. It's great. Later.